It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn. And
you ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Why would he sell on the dark net his tapes?
Trading.
Victims.
They were all eight were victimized.
Yeah.
Meaning
Victim.
this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
Right.
Justin B's confession about how Diddy made videotapes while sexually abusing him has just been released after a federal court called Justin to testify. And you are not going to believe what Justin had to say.
Yeah.
As we peel back the layers of this conspiracy theory, we can see that the lies run deep and the victims are forced to stay quiet. Diddy has been revealed as the mastermind of what is turning out to be the worst scandal Hollywood has ever seen, and we know now that the very people that Diddy abused were the ones providing him with new victims, people who were groomed and taken advantage of, eventually started abuse others, creating a horrifying cycle of
Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute, and his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and Bieber there.
the result of being around that man, Sean Puffy Combs, I don't sleep to this day. I have a problem.
Shockingly, everyone in the industry knew what Sean Diddy Combs was doing to Usher, Justin Bieber, and other minors. These elites weren't just silent. They were complicit in the abuse that occurred. Supposedly, there are tapes with Drake, Justin Bieber, Rihanna, and even Nicki Minaj being intimate with Sean Diddy Combs. Now, these tapes are being sold on the dark web for hundreds of millions of dollars. Interestingly, these tapes have already been obtained by the FBI and Homeland Security. Courtney Burgess, a close friend of both Diddy and Gan Deal, has just come forward and testified in front of a federal jury. Alleged subpoenas have been issued to anyone who was in contact with Diddy at the time of the crimes, and 8 video files on 11 different flash drives showing Diddy having intimate relations with minors have also been obtained by Homeland Security.
And those statements in him appear to be either inebriated or intoxicated or under the influence.
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8, how many appear to be potentially victimized? How many might have been victimizing?
Victims.
They were all 8 were victimized,
Yeah.
meaning
Victim.
this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
Right. Not knowing, I guess, how much proof it was in it.
Was exposed to sexual activities that he didn't understand. In Usher's own words, he was a 13-year-old, and Diddy should not have done what he did to him.
To New York City. And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to
City.
something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In
to
the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place.
Have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem.
Yeah.
I had like,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
Shockingly, Usher and Justin Bieber weren't the only saw his son Christian being groomed and abused in an episode of Art of Logic. Freddie P talked about this and recounted seeing Shad Diddy Combs try to groom his stepson.
It's more deeper